So I will go on to do the little quick recap. So
And this
episode
is
8.
spoilers, people.
Oh yeah, this is spoilers. So it's called Previously On ... And obviously continues on from last week's episode. And Agnes is obviously Agnes. What's her name again? Sorry,
Agatha Harkness.
Sorry. And she's in the basement with Wanda, basically interrogating her. And the whole thing is she wants to know how Wanda has basically created this world. So it's almost like a going back in time, and when they go through the doors of various stages in Wanda's life. So it starts off with her as a child with her family in Sokovia, and then watching Dick Van Dyke shows, the sitcoms, which obviously influenced each episode. And then obviously there's a few others, but I'll try and keep it short. Then they go to the last one, which is obviously reveals what happened actually in S.H.I.E.L.D. and whether or not she actually took Vision's body or not, which obviously the whole thing was a lie from Woodward or Woodard. Hayward, sorry. I'm completely, that's a very lied thing, Jesus Christ. She was just grieving at the window, and she kind of did her powers, and quite touching moment where she said she can't feel him anymore, and she went back into her car, and there was a letter left there, which I imagine was by Agnes, I guess, to lure her into the town, I suppose.
I thought that was from Vision.
Was that from Vision?
I thought it was like that was their plan after all of this was done to start a life there, and he bought that plot of land.
Maybe.
I could be well wrong, but the way it had the heart
makes more sense now. I just presumed it was her luring her there, but that does make sense. Then obviously she goes to the town, like you said, and there's like a plot for a house that's not been built yet. So what you're saying probably does make more sense. And out of pure grief and sadness, she creates this complete virtual world, sending back to the 50s, 60s, whatever, and completely recreates Vision. So the whole thing is not his body that she's reanimating. She's literally created him out of her imagination, which is probably the same for the two children. Billy and Tommy is probably the exact same thing, and obviously makes sense why he can't now leave the dome. It then cuts to, obviously, from the flashbacks to Agnes basically doing a one-liner drop saying it's chaos that you're using, chaos magic, and you are the Scarlet Witch. Oh, so shocker. Surprise. And then to kick it off, before obviously we go into our little chat about it, there was a mid-credit scene, same as last week, where we see White Vision, I think he's known as in the comics. And obviously Hayward, whatever, has had him the whole time, and they've reanimated by using the Wanda's powers, which was on the drone, the Stark drone, which they put in the 80s drone. And he's now going to go in there. So I can see how it's probably going to end with the last episode next week. So very, very good episode as always. Obviously, I'm intrigued of how they're now going to end it. I feel like we're getting to the end point now. Did you guys like the episode?
I thought it was brilliant episode.
I think it's obviously Hayward was he's the bad guy. Agnes doesn't have anything to do with it. She wants to know how.
She just wants to know how she come that powerful.
Done it, and then she said, Ashley's theory about Vision and bought it probably makes sense. I think at one point she says she felt the magic, and then she got lured there. She went there because she felt.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Okay, I didn't hear.
I was wondering if it was a case she was just there, like that's where she lived. I thought that would have been quite a good point. If she's just there, that's where she lived, and then she's just turned up and she's like, "Whoa, what the fuck's going on here? I can see what's going on," but she actually got lured there. So that's quite interesting.
And you saw like she's like hundreds of years old as well, because she was she was around in Salem when they was doing like witch trials, but she was a witch. So she's not like a normal witch, because she like the other witches tried to kill her, didn't they? And
she just absorbed
her mum as well. Yeah,
she seemed to be like she was quite. She didn't seem like she wanted to be that bad, but she just couldn't help herself. Yeah. She was super powerful, and she kept people was becoming aware of. People was becoming aware of the cults, and that's probably where she probably done something. That's where Salem all kicked off, because they got aware of their presence or something like that. But
I hope Hayward isn't just good. Sorry, mate. Sorry, I cut you off there before you stop.
No.
I hope Hayward is not the big bad. Like it seems like I hope he's someone else secretly, or there's like Nightmare, or the. Do you know what I mean? I hope there is like an actual big bad.
Everyone was saying it was going to be Mephisto. It's not. Like, Mephisto's not in it. Reed Richards in it. Although they did say there's another big cameo that hasn't happened yet. So obviously that's going to have to happen next week. It turns out that
could the cameo be himself? Not the cameo, but the actor that he's always wanting to act with is actually Paul Bettany himself.
Oh, what,
is
Paul
it
Bettany
an actual
as
troll
Paul
thing?
Bettany?
He always wanted to act with himself. Is that what it is?
I don't think.
I think it should be Deadpool.
Yeah,
Deadpool. He just rolls in, just shoots him straight in the head.
Another interesting thing from this week's episode, it turns out that it's not dimensions like everyone was saying about like Pietro. It was her just pretending. Agatha was just pretending it was a brother using like her memories, playing on her memories and that. So like she said, he's not his body. She couldn't get his body because he's another continent and he's full of holes. So yeah, that's again.
It was just super clever the way they done it. Like, why use that actor? For everyone. They've done that. They've done that to mess
way of doing it, but yeah, it's not. Oh, there's dimensions and this and that. Well, there might be in the last episode, but it doesn't seem that way. She's just playing on her grief.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still looking forward to who the big cameo is going to be.
I know it's already said it wouldn't be Doctor Strange, but I feel like it has to be Doctor Strange. It's too. It may like where is he? He's supposed to be protecting her from magic.
He's in New York.
Big magical event happening with witches and things. He's like, what's he having a tea?
Have to turn up,
He has to turn up in the last episode and help her somehow. I don't. I don't know. It just makes too much sense for it to be him now.
I wonder if her magic's more powerful than his. I know he's meant to be the ultimate, isn't he? But she has created life. You know what I mean? I know they can change it every time they want. Whoever they want to be more powerful than the next.
When you say she, which one?
I'm talking about Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange.
Well, something definitely is going to kick off because obviously she's going to realise that her children ain't real. So that's just going to like be even worse. And she's probably going to have a confrontation with Vision, and he's not going to know who she is because he's
going to have to kill him all over again. Yeah,
kill him over again, or he'll change and he'll remember, and he'll be alive
green again.
But it was a good episode, getting a lot of like filling in some backstory. Like you say, Hayward is a liar because he didn't take his body. He was there, and like she walks into the room. Oh, I want to bury him. He's next of kin. I loved him. I want to bury him. Oh, okay, yeah. Look at him. He's in bits.
Yeah, he's done that on purpose, though, wasn't he? He done that to get a reaction out of her.
It's just.
Because I think he was hoping she was going to be able to bring him back to life when she went down because she done the thing with the old redness, didn't she?
Yeah.
But he definitely done that purpose. Like, what's that? You want to bury him? Look at that down there. Look, that's his head. Look, we're drilling into it.
Yeah, and he's saying like
they're looking for the emotional thing, aren't they?
He isn't he wasn't a person. He didn't have a soul or a consciousness. He basically the way he sees him is it's a bit of property that the government own. Like that's and it's not.
So was he got like 4 billions worth of like
vibranium?
Vibranium.
The thing is though, he's not really like the AI part of it was owned by Tony Stark. The government didn't have anything to do with his creation.
Not at all. No.
Yeah, because he was one of the ones that signed the Soviet Accord, I suppose, Soviet Accord. But they didn't really have anything to.
Yeah,
he said he didn't want to be used as a weapon or anything, but they're just going against all that just so they can bring this super weapon back to life. So
I think I think what Ash said a few weeks ago, where they're probably just going to end it with like a more emotional thing, and I think it is going to be like she has to make a choice, either stay in this reality or end it and save everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be like she has to choose once again, like she did in Infinity War. Where it's Vision's there and it's like, oh, what do I do? And then she has to kill him and kill everything.
It's interesting. It is interesting because saying about Quicksilver earlier on, they got a list of everyone in a town and they was like, this guy's played by so and so, and they knew everyone. When when Quicksilver come on, they didn't say, oh, that's Mr. Smith who lives there playing him. They was just as shocked. So maybe she created him out of like Agnes just kind of created him, or she brought him in. But at one of the earlier episodes, they said there was two people they didn't know who it was, and it was Agnes and someone else. So maybe he was the other person. I don't know.
Or maybe he's going to be a cameo.
A husband, yeah.
Her husband. She mentions her husband Ralph.
A lot, yeah.
A lot, and we've never seen him. Is he Nightmare? Is he
Mr. Scratches? You know, that's but then it could be a son or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's just
I think the rabbit is probably maybe that she can probably turn into Quicksilver. I reckon it's probably the rabbit is Quicksilver, but yeah, I reckon our husband, which will be the reveal, maybe he's played by a big actor, will be Nightmare or something. I don't know. I
like John Cena.
I'm just hoping it's something bigger than I'm hoping something is more than just some, I don't know, Hayward. I just don't want him to be the big bad.
You want there to be like a more powerful,
something interesting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
going to be interesting.
Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah, he's just been bopping around. Nobody's noticed.
He's dead. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you knew like as soon as you saw him, and he was like, she was like, you know, you took over from my mum. You're the best person for the job. As soon as you knew him, bloody guy in a suit, you're like, he's the bad guy. He's gonna be turn out to be.
Yeah. They might as well just give him a bloody British accent and they're done with it.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that's a nice change. Yeah,
you just knew it was going to happen. But
it's interesting how Agnes is going to use that information she's learnt though, because it's evidently the reason Scarlet Witch has got so powerful in such a short period of time is one, because she is the Scarlet Witch, but two is because all this trauma she's gone through has made her unleash her powers like that. So unless she's going to go around and like boot a table, spill her tea, and I don't know, shit herself, she's not going to go through that much trauma, is she, to unlock all those powers?
And it turned out that Scarlet Witch also was probably greatly increased by the Infinity Stone. Like
that's true. The
Infinity Stone
that was a bit confusing, that bit, wasn't it? Because they couldn't see it.
No, they couldn't see it, and it was the Soul Gem as well. And it was the gem that was in Vision's head. So was
that the stone? What come out of that? What come out of that?
Yeah,
it was Soul.
Because they get that. They get that.
And it's not Soul, it's Mind. It's the Mind Stone.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Mind Stone. Yeah. So,
And what does the Mind Stone do again? Is that like knowledge?
I think it's the one that manipulates like situations.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Yeah, because he does touch people and he turns them into like zombies working for him, doesn't he? That's how Loki used it anyway.
Do you ever see? You never see Thanos use it because it's the last one he gets. Obviously, in Infinity War, he takes it out and then he does the snap. You never actually see him use it, do you?
No.
I think it's the red one, the Ether. Is the one that like when he changes it and people think he's dead, like when the Guardians of the Galaxy go.
Yeah, that was the Reality Stone, wasn't it? Yeah,
Reality Stone. Yeah, that's the one I got confused with. Yeah, that changes things. Yeah.
But, no, really good episode. One more. That's it, and then we're gonna. But like I said before, apparently this leads straight into Multiverse of Madness. So if it's pointing it anywhere, it should be Benedict Cumberbatch, who is
even it's a post-credit scene. He has to.
Yeah,
I will be quite surprised if you just don't see him. Just something.
Yeah,
it just makes too much sense. But maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just be an emotional thing where she does it all. But she's really powerful, like you said. So, cool.
Oh yeah, this weekend it became the highest grossing program ever. Apparently.
Oh really?
I heard. I could be well wrong with that. Just chucking it out there, but I definitely heard that on the radio.
What, through Disney Plus? How does that work?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. Don't know. It just
actually hasn't got any backup information.
I
heard one thing on the radio, and guess what? It's coming out on the airwaves. So I'm not fact checking it.
Okay.
I'll do some research. I'll let you know next week.
All right. You come back with some facts.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. And until next week, catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Hey.